Hello everyone, this is Stan, TKO Clamps. We had a phenomenal 2021, and what we want to do this year is, well actually we want to look back at 2021, and I want to show you that some of the great innovations that we came across out there. Some of those things were not TKO related, but we liked them so much that we bought them and we installed them on one of our own cars. What I want to talk to you about is a guy out of Wisconsin. His name is Rob. He owns and runs 715 Wildcat. So it's basically for the Arctic Cats, the Arctic Cat X, the Wildcat X, and the Double X. And he's even in the process right now of building out one that's, I expect to see it in June sometime. But what he did was he created or was part of the creation of a new steering setup for the Wildcat. Most of you that have Wildcats realize that the steering is just horrible. You can barely get around any type of hairpin corner. It's basically a three-point turn. Well, they come up with a rack and pinion steering that has really changed it. We bought it because we were just fed up with what was out there, and I want to show it to you. And so this is what it is right here. It is a beautiful rack and pinion steering. And if you, Marcus, if you can kind of back off and look, you can just see the angle of the tire right here now. There was a time that our steering basically only did this, and now we literally are turning in probably less than a 9-foot circle. It is just amazing what this thing will do with this steering rack. And another thing that we'd like to talk about is one of we're calling this like the 10 best things that are out there for side-by-side buggies in 2021, and we want to bring attention to a product that we make. If you come down here and look, you'll be able to see that the incredibly obscure angle that's just crazy, and we were able to put a clamp on that, key it with our star nose, and then put our paddle on there to mount our flag. And if you look at our flag, you stand back, it's perfectly vertical. And that's what we're really trying to show off here, is that our clamp can move and articulate in so many different directions that you can get your flag standing up straight. And the reason that we put it on the front, because don't be surprised if in the next year or the year to come, anywhere that you ride that is probably a sand dune or related to that, you're going to have a flag on the front of your vehicle. So we stepped way out ahead of this, and when we designed this initially, it was for the front of a vehicle. And that was all what I had in mind initially. And it eventually evolved into, even back here, if I want to show you what we've done back here. This is a crazy, Marcus, if you could just kind of get in there and show that bar right there. This is just a crazy angle, and then you can see how our clamp and our articulating flag mount has come out here, articulated out, and Marcus, back off and show them how vertical that flag is. There is just really no angle that you can hit that you have that we can't put a flag mount on it, and it literally will stand up. And then also for our 2021, we think that if you're looking for some upgrades that you need, we have to give a shout out to Rotopack. They treated us good. They're always working on their product to make it better than the year previous. And so Rotopack is something that I would recommend that everybody have rescue fuel. You don't have to have a lot of rescue fuel. A gallon, that's probably good. But what I want you to do is just remember that this tank here is not so you can ride more. This is like, I gotta get home. This is my get home fuel. But what we've done is, if you can take a look here, we took the mount and we changed it. We put a half moon, a crescent in these, so that you literally could dial up your tank, so that no matter where your tank fits, it will automatically put your spout straight up and down so that you can carry the max amount of fuel in it. And we just think that was a great addition. Another upgrade that we did to our kitty, Arctic Cat originally back with the Wildcat X, if you noticed, your axle was never in a straight line with your hubs. Your axle came out of the transmission at an angle, a forward angle of about 7 to 14 degrees. It was horrible, and it caused you to wear these things out and break these. So Rob at 715 Wildcat Riders, he came up with an upgrade that actually takes your tires and moves them all back so that you can line up your axle on your transmission. And this is what it is. It's this plate that bolts in here, and it gives you 4 more inches backwards, lengthens your footprint a little bit, and you can tell immediately. As soon as I did this, and I was just barely moving through the parking lot, I'm going, oh my goodness, I can feel this immediately. But what it does is, because your shock is a little bit more forward, it moves your shock back, so he's also created a shock extension. And what it does is it allows your shock to stand a little bit straighter up, and it gives you just a little bit more compression on your shock. So I want to point those out because Rob has just done a really good job. He loves wildcats. He loves Arctic cats. He's big into the business of modifying these, and these were just some of the upgrades that we strongly recommend you do. If you have a Wildcat X and forward, I'm even going to say all the way to 2019, maybe even 2020, this extension is beautiful, and I love it, and I would highly recommend that. We're giving a shout out to Rob at 715 Wildcat Riders. Look him up. Go to his website, 715 Wildcat Riders. He's got a lot of cool stuff if you're an Arctic Cat fan, and I am an Arctic Cat fan. And we, excuse me, we also have a Polaris RS1 that we drive, a 1000cc. So we like Polaris too. We like everybody. And another thing I want to show you is over here is, we call this is, and I've really enjoyed this. This, in my opinion, is going to simply explode on the market, and if you don't have one, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Marcus, come over here and show these lines right here. This is called AT Hotbox. This is by the Rebel Heart organization. These lines right here plumb into your coolant system, coolant in, coolant out. So basically, when your car gets up to temperature about 190 degrees, let's say, 190 degree coolant is flowing through coils that are in this case, and this is a slow cooker. This literally will cook hamburger, burritos, it cooks hot dogs, it cooks everything that you want to throw in there. One of the things that probably isn't going to cook is a raw baked potato. But I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't leave it in there for a while, that it'll get you really close. But it cooks meat, does a prime rib in 2.5 hours. You simply drop it in there and go ride. At the end of the day, you pull in, and whatever it is back there, you have a hot meal. No one else does, you do. And I've used it numerous times, and I'm telling you what, nothing is cooler than to get out of your buggy and have a steaming hot burrito, and everybody's looking at you like, where'd you get that? Well, right out of here. And this is by AT Hotbox, and I would encourage you, go to the website, look this up, call them on the phone. They will talk with you. And this is my all-time favorite, and this has been one of those items that we believe you should not go without. This is probably the first thing you should buy for any of your buggies, is a quick release fire extinguisher system. And I recommend quick release. You can buy the hang 'em up type, but they're just inconvenient, and under stress you need a no-brainer release system, and that's what ours is. It is basically a push-pull lever here. No matter if I push the lever or I pull on it, this thing releases from the bar. And this one right here, this is our big can. This is kind of our favorite. It's sort of our signature piece that we have. It's lifetime guarantee. Once you purchase it, if you use it, you call us up and say, hey, I used it. We send you the product, you refill it up, you energize it from your own compressor, and this is the real deal. And if you want to find out how well this works, you can go to Fire Aid on YouTube and look them up and watch this product. It is amazing. This is probably the first thing that everybody should have. And I like to have one on both sides of my vehicle so that I have one for me and my passenger has one as well. It's usually, this is the one that I have for my passenger, and usually I mount it to the A-pillar so that it's readily accessible. Pull on that lever, the thing is off and it's in your hands. The other thing I want to show you is inside of our car. This is something that we did. We made a gated shifter, and this is Arctic Cat related. This is purely Arctic Cat. This is for your 2013s all the way probably your 2019s. And what it is it goes into reverse and it's gated. That's as far as it'll go. You push it forward, it goes into high. That's all it does. In the middle is neutral. The only way you can get it into low is you have to depress the lever, and then it goes into low. And when you pop it out, it comes into these two zones here. The only way you can get it into park is you have to depress the lever and send it forward. This is the coolest thing, and if you're an Arctic Cat owner, this is number 3 on my all-time list. Fire extinguisher number 1, the steering box number 2, and this is number 3. I just love this thing. And then the other thing I want to show you is right here we have our own, we call it our Mighty Mount. Basically, It's our electronics holder. It doesn't matter what electronics you're trying to hold onto it. This one here is our backup camera that you can see, and you can just see how easy it articulates and moves in any configuration. And if you don't want it in the way, you just push it up and get it out of the way. For us, we have our backup camera hooked to it because we can't see nothing in this vehicle because we got our intercooler kind of hiding things, but you can just see how it rotates in, and when I'm backing up and I really have to have a really good view, I now have that, and when I'm done with it, I can just roll it up out of the way and get it out of the way. We highly recommend this. We have an entire series that we have hooked to this type of a system right here, and I want to show you one of the things that we have that I didn't talk about, and that is our GoPro mount that sits right here. This GoPro mount, you can see, is all billet aluminum, and it goes in any configuration, and it flips, it turns, it spins. It's all made out of aluminum. You put your GoPro in there. This will be the last one you buy. You're not going to break it, because you can't break it, because everything is billet aluminum, T6061, T6, and this is the bulletproof stuff. We would highly recommend that if you're running with any GoPro cameras, don't take the risk of that piece of plastic breaking, because they do break. These will never break, and we have it completely machined. Everything fits beautifully. All the screws are stainless. It comes completely adjustable. Any roll bar configuration, you just tell us what the roll bar is, and we would love to get up as many of these as we can out there, because once you buy one, you'll be buying two, and then three, and then you won't buy anything else. You'll just go, I'm not putting my $900, $500, $400 GoPro on a piece of plastic. This is all billet aluminum. And then we have here, we call these our grab handles. Don't worry about that. But anyway, this grab handle is designed for you to be able to swing in and out of your car, and it doesn't flop around, and it works beautifully. We absolutely love the grab handles. I have one on both sides. If ever I'm a passenger in here, I'd rather have one. I also hang on to it when we're going fast. But these are beautiful. They're knurled. They're not going to break. You can put them on any roll bar, any configuration, and in any location. You could mount them here if you wanted it on here for a nice grab handle. It doesn't matter where you mount it. We have a clamp that will fit it. But anyway, we just kind of wanted to show you, give a shout out to some of the things that we did in 2021. One other thing I want to talk about that seems to not get mentioned very much, and it's typically ignored. We don't want to ignore it. We know that eventually, in California, I'm hearing a lot of this is coming out in California, but there will come a time that you'll have to carry a shovel with you everywhere you go. It's just the facts. They want you to have a shovel, not to dig yourself out, but if you start a fire, they want you to help put that fire out. So they're going to really, don't be surprised if we don't see flags coming out on the bumpers and everyone being required to carry a shovel that's accessible, not under your seat somewhere where you can't find it or get to it, but is accessible. And I want to show you what we've done here with our kitty. This is our shovel mount that we have right here. It comes with a quick fist mounts, which are really, really super durable. This one is ridden back here now for about 3 seasons, and it just does not move. 2 of our clamps go on the roll bars. And you can put any shovel you want in there. We just picked these because they were cheap and it would get us out on the dunes and in the desert. Nobody complained that we didn't have a shovel. But we actually love that little shovel because it's so easy to use. Anyway, we are wide open to anybody having some suggestions or products they want us to look at that they think would work well with our clamping systems. We would just encourage you to leave comments below, and also we do a monthly raffle. Raffle's the wrong word. It's a free drawing, and where we give away some of our products. And last month, the winner was able to, this coming month, the winner's able to pick anything that we have that's TKOs that we sell, is able to pick that as the product that they win. We just encourage you to like us, subscribe to us, and in the comments put TKOAM, AM, American Made. Put TKO American Made in the comment box and you qualify for our free drawing that we do, okay? And one other thing I want to show you is we also do a belt mount, and we kind of like the belt mount. We're looking at another style of belt mount that's more of encapsulates the entire belt, so that there's no chance of it getting dirty or getting dusty. We just certainly encourage you to keep following us, but soon it's going to come out. We're also working on an idea that we talked about last month that we think is going to be really big. It's more like a little gyroscope coffee cup holder, and you're gonna love this thing. It'll all be made out of aluminum, not a bit of plastic in this thing, and it's fully levels itself. And you whatever you do with your buggy, even rolling it, this thing is, you're probably not going to spill your coffee because it's going to follow your buggy around. So we would just encourage you to follow us on our Facebook, follow us on our Instagram account, and follow us on YouTube. And if you do that, sooner or later you're going to get something free, and we're always looking for beta testers. When we build a new product, we want to get them on machines. Let us know that, hey, I would love to beta test your products. And we're not looking for the wild and crazy person, but we appreciate the wild and crazy person because they get back to us sooner and say, didn't break it. We were in Coos Bay, Oregon in March of last year, and we sold one of our fire extinguishers, our big bottle quick release, because they wouldn't let the guy out on the sand dunes, and he was part of the jump contest that they were having. He was in a big Toyota off-wheeler, almost looked like a brute rock crawler, but he was a jumper. And he got out there and he came back to us towards the end of the day and he goes, hey, I'm out of the competition. I just rolled my vehicle. I end over end in the sand 3 or 4 times. He says, but your fire extinguisher never moved. It stayed exactly where I had put it. He says, we love your product. But anyway, we just want to encourage you to like us, subscribe to us, and also to let us know that, hey, I would be willing to test some of your products out, because we are not unopposed to giving our products out to people so that they can run with them. But anyway, this is January 2022, and TKO is just now getting up and running. We're going to be all over the country again this year showing our products off, and we just appreciate it if you like and subscribe. So this is Stan TKO. We're out.